Hello, welcome to a tutorial about doing boxes on comics. I know that this is the most exciting part, and I'm looking forward to showing you guys how to do it quickly, cleanly, precisely, and just get it done and out of the way, because this is the part that nobody wants to do. But if you have a quick and easy way, then we can get that out of the way. We can get into the fun stuff of the storytelling. This is something that a few other comic artist friends have asked me about. They've been looking to get into comics, or ones that have been in comics but moan and groan about how long it takes them. And there's a couple of little things that I feel I do to speed up my process that make it less of a burden. So here's one trick that I have, and it's essentially how I do my panels, my boxes. There's the standard going ahead and drawing your line. You know, we can draw lines all day. We can go, oh, here's one, and over there, and carry on, and we can take all day doing that, and that's no fun. I want the quickest, easiest way. Now, first thing I'm going to point out, you'll see here, I traditionally ink my comics, which means that I traditionally pencil my comics. So that's what all these blue lines are down here. That's my original base sketch. Do it in blue pencil. The reason I do that is because once I scan it in, I don't have to erase any pencil lines. I just up the brightness and contrast all the way, and that gets rid of those and just leaves me with nice, crisp inks. I'll show you these inks real close where they're gross and ugly. Anyway, I'm going to leave those here, and I just want to point out that in my blue pencil sketch there are these blue lines of the panel shapes, and I keep those there for a reason. I'll show you here. We're going to make a new layer above this background layer, and with the polygonal lasso tool, we're going to go ahead and select our panels. Now you want this lasso tool to be set to add to selection, so that whenever you select, and then when you go to select another one, it won't deselect this. That's up here. I usually have that selected for my polygonal lasso because very rarely am I going to select just one thing with it. But then we just go across the whole page, going through. You'll notice that I crossed right over those ink lines. That's on purpose. I draw out my panel in blue, and then I go beyond those lines. I draw outside the lines with my inks so that I can come in here and do exactly what I'm doing, where I'm essentially going to cut anything that's outside of this selection once I've put in the lines. What I'm doing here is selecting the area of the panels, and then I'm actually going to stroke the edges of this selection once I have them all selected. How many times will I say selection in one video? Selection, selection, selection. One more panel, guys, and then we'll move on to the fun part. As I go ahead there. Okay, so now we have all these panels selected. They got nice little borders. I'm going to right click in Photoshop. I don't know how the other programs go about this, but it's usually pretty standard. Whatever you can find to make this selection a stroke. I'm sure there's an option in select itself, but I just right click. I go down here to stroke. I'm going to go ahead and give it a 5 pixel black stroke, and pow, there they are. We have our panel boxes. Now 5 pixels is what I do for mine because that's about how wide my ink lines tend to be. I try and keep it all kind of standard. Doesn't have to be. You can make it any thickness you want. Anyway, you'll see here I have all these blue pencil lines still. We want to get rid of those now in this step. Now that we don't need the blue lines for the box anymore, we can go ahead and up that brightness and contrast all the way up. I can get rid of that blue. And then I'm going to go ahead and desaturate also, because when you ink traditionally, there's all kinds of debris and things that can show up from your scanner, dust in the air, I don't know, somebody spilled some coffee on your page or whatever. There's always going to be a little bit of color, and you want to get rid of that. And I tend to go down a little bit and get rid of a little bit of the debris that winds up inside the panels. I'm not so worried about outside the panels, because I will show you here in a moment the reason. I go ahead and take the magic wand, and I go to the layer that has our panels on it, right? And I select the outside of those panels, go down to our background, and Control X, go ahead and cut that out. And now they're gone. Our panels are now nice and clean. Our lines go to the edges and no further. Once we have that, we can merge these layers and go ahead and get rid of that, make it into something I can multiply in color. But then, yeah, that's all there is to it. Essentially, this is it. And if I was to take a color, and I can color this to my heart's content later. I'm not going to do that right now, but this is a page that is ready for color, and that took us a whole, I don't know, couple minutes, maybe. Anyway, I hope this was helpful. If it was helpful, let me know in the comments. Leave a like or something. That would be great. I'd like to know that people enjoyed the video or got something out of it. If you are also a comic artist and you happen to know an even faster way to do paneling, let me know, because I'm always looking for the quicker, better, faster way to get it done. I have a lot of story to tell. The sooner I can get that done, the better for me, the better for the readers, and the less time I have to spend on the little things like paneling and speech bubble placement and stuff like that, the better. So let me know. Thank you for watching this video, and I always appreciate it. We'll catch you next time.